we will do analysis on value and how we can use the value for our day-to-day trading. It could be day trading or a swing trading, short term, long term. So volume is a very key factor for determining the trend of the stock, whether it's a bullish or bearish, even during day trading, short time trading as well. So today I'm going to share a couple of techniques how to read the volume and understand whether we have a bullish trend or a bearish trend or the sideways trend of the stock. So understanding this technique is very key for to make more profit. As you get it more experienced, you will understand the benefit of reading the value. So today I will take a couple of mm, strategies and then share those with the live examples. So first of all, we would like to understand what is value, right? I'm sure many of you are very beginners. So I'll start with the what is the actual definition of value. So volume is nothing but number of total stocks bought and sold in a day. It is just like a number of transactions happen for the day. So usually before the trading, every day morning, the volume will reset to zero. It is just like a counter. It sets to zero in the morning, and then once the stocks have been bought or sold, it keeps incrementing. So if I buy just 1,000 stocks, 1,000 will be added to value. If I sell the same 1,000 stocks, the 1,000 will be added to the value. So totally, if I buy 1,000 stocks and sold the same 1,000 stocks, 2,000 will be the value. So imagine there are so many investors, traders does the transactions, right? So why volume is very important to understand whether the stock is really getting a good interest from the traders to buy or sell, right? And understand the long term, short term trends. So today we are going to do a couple of analysis. One is the trend confirmation, like I said, whether it's a short term or long term bullish trend or a short term, long term bearish trend. And also understand exhaustion of the moves. That means the stock has already rallied up and now the volume is slowing down, and how to identify those early sell signals. So similarly, bullish and bearish signs, strong bullish and strong bearish signs, and volume and price reversals. So we need to understand, especially you need to be an early bird. Whenever you do any trade, you need to know, you need to react quickly first. So we will figure it out how to find the price reversals. The volume is slowing down on a day-to-day basis or for a day trading on an hourly basis. Similarly, we have a couple of volume indicators that I'm going to share it to you today. Some of them are average value, relative value, or on balance value, VWAP, and check-in money flow, Klinger histogram. So I wanted to keep it more simple as possible today, especially a beginner who don't understand what exactly value. I wanted to start from there. So like I said, so it's very key to understand, where is the big institution volume is coming. Okay, so we need to trap those uh, points, and also understand, like, where exactly the institutions are there plan to sell, and then we need to find out those points, price points. So let's understand what is an average value, right? So every day we take a look at one stock. I'll go to finviz.com. I'll start with Apple, right? So you can see the value right here. So today there are around 137 million stocks have been bought and sold. right? And out of which there's something called average value, 74.76 value. So what is this average value, right? So you all know that what is an average stock price for the last 20 days, right? I used to talk about 20 simple moving average. That means it's an average price for last 20 days, right? Similarly, when I say average value for last 50 days, right? So how do I find the average value for last 50 days? It's very simple. You had the value for today, had the value for yesterday, like that. You had it last 50th day, and you do it by 50, right? We all know. Okay, so this is just to understand what is the overall value, average value of the stock. So if I look at my slides, the average volume is the total volume for a specified period divided by number of bars in that same period. Okay, we can people usually they consider average volume for last 50 days. That is the standard. I'm going to use it today. You can use it for 20, however it's your comfort, but I would start with the average volume for last 50 days. So that's about the average volume. So how do you plot this average volume? So in the Thinkorswim, I know you all are familiar with the Thinkorswim desktop app. So there is something called the volume. You can see these bars, right? Every day you can see this is a daily chart for Tesla, and every this bar includes tells that okay, today there are 22 million stocks have been bought and sold, right? Like that. If I just point over here, 20 million stocks have been bought over. But whereas here the line which just cross over, which is called an average value for last 58 days, so it is 26 million. So the stock did not move much because there is not much of a value, right? Not much of a value. But whereas the stock, you see this volume bar, there is the volume, around 58 million. The average uh, volume was 54, and then stock went down from 1175 to 1022, right? Almost 150 points, correct? So you understand now, what is the significant significance of this value, right? If you see the more value, you can see the stock is just going down, and this is a red candle, right? So how do you everyday day-to-day basis, how do you read in advance whether the stock is really going down or not? Okay, let's take this as example. Like this is November 9th. You can see there is a huge big red candle, right? I'm gonna cut it and slice it into an hourly chart, and you can see right here. You can see this big candle an hourly. So that morning itself, right here, this is around 9 o'clock, right? There is a huge volume. So the stock fell down badly from 1174 to 1030. So on an hourly candle, there is a huge sell-off happened. Do you know why? Because there is I think somebody, an institute, who already had the Tesla stock, they sold it for a profit. So you need to understand, these price points. So that's what. So now I will go to 5 minutes candle. Okay. The same, that hourly candle. So we are splitting into multiple candles, right? You can see that continuously it is the stock being sold continuously from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. The stock just got hammered down and it had a low of 10:30, right? How do you really read these kind of volumes, selling volumes, right? So that's the reason, I'm going to use couple of different indicators today, and then I want you to understand how to read this volume, especially when you hold any stock or when you hold any options. How do you read it? So first of all, I added an indicator called on balance volume. You can clearly see here. You can clearly see the volume is just going down. Even the on balance volume is also like slightly it's going down on 9:55. It went down all the way, and then now the stock is slowly moving up. So you can see the line going up as well, right? So how do you read this trends as early as possible? Okay, I'll explain. I'll remove the studies. So I'll just change it to an hourly. So what happened? Tesla, let's say last 3 weeks, stock was around 865. Okay, stock was at 865. If you just see these regular candles, right, you can only can see that, okay, on an hourly candle, the stock is having a huge volume, right? Especially in the morning, the stock is, especially the first 2 hours, the stock is having huge. See, 9, 10, 9, 10, 9, 10. Wherever it had a, huge green candles, you can see the stock going up. Okay, so but you really don't understand the trend of the whether people are just buying or selling. I understand, like, the stock is going up, we can, just understand that, okay, people are still buying it, but how do you read that using an indicator? So for that, I'm going to use an indicator called on balance volume. You can see, right, especially if somebody looking, somebody had Tesla stock, they bought it around 760, and they don't know, how exactly they wanted to trade. They want to understand that, oh, okay, when should I sell it, right? That's the other question here. When should you sell it? So usually you should start seeing the value. As long as you can see this on the buying value, the stock is keep going up. Okay, on a long term, this on balance value indicator will help you, if you really want to hold the stock for a long term or not. I use the, especially for a long term trading, I use on balance value a lot. Let me look at, let me change it to daily. Okay. Yeah, I think this will give a better picture. Okay, as long as the stock is keep going up, and then now there was a sell off, even on balance volume also had a sell off. Okay, similarly, the stock follows similar pattern, but it also tells you whether the stock can be held for a long term or not. Okay, as long as this on balance volume is keep rising and rising, I will just hold on to it. Okay, so before I explain this on balance volume, what is exactly the on balance volume? Okay, I can see right here, right? I'll just increase it, and I am just using an near daily chart. Okay, what is exactly on balance value? Sorry. On balance value measures buying and selling pressure as a cumulative indicator. So basically it tells you the buying and selling pressure. Okay, so how does this calculated? So if I just plot on a daily chart for last 1 year, so what exactly it considers at right here, when the stock is around 445, it assumes the stock is having the volume as 0. Okay, and if today's stock price is above the previous close price, so then this current volume just gets added. Okay, if the today's closing price is went below the yesterday's closing price, it just subtract from the on balance value. Okay, so I'll explain a little more clearly. So what is this on balance value? Basically it is having the counter. It's just like a counter. Okay, so if I just start with an yearly, last 1 year, if I see the counter 0 is added, and the next day what happens, stock had a volume of like 25 million. Okay, stock went up 25 $25 extra. Okay, so then this 20 this the counter will just increase it to 25 million. Okay, so similarly if the stock keep going up further, went up $50, it keeps adding that. Okay, it keeps adding to, let's say, the stock so another 25 million is added, it will just keeps adding. So this is just a relative value indicator. As long as the stock price going up, even the on balance value is also keep going up. If what if, let's say you take one example right here, so you see here the stock price went down and then the on balance value is also went down, right? I said this previous close is lesser than this. Let's say this is today's candlestick, this close is lesser than this, so then it will just subtract. So you can just identify this as a relative value. So for a long term, right, this is looking pretty good. I will also draw a trend line. Okay, I'll just draw a trend line right here. I just draw like sample trend line. Okay, so you see the stock is having a nice ascending buying pattern, right? So which means that this is going to be a long term stock. Okay, so similarly I'll just get into another stock called Moderna also had a very lot of volatility, right? When the stock was around 177, it went down to $100, right? So even then you can see the on balance value just went down. As long as when a lot of people are buying the stock, it also keep going up. So you can just buy it and hold right here, right? You can just buy and hold it here. So it is a nice continuous uptrend, and when it breaks down, then I will just okay. When it breaks down this trend, then I will be looking to sell. Okay, I'm just giving a few long-term, trades. Let's look at Roku. Roku here also the same way, right? It had a nice, let's say we'll start from here, right? Just do the You can see there is a breakdown of the trend right here, but you can also you can just draw another trend here. It just fell down, so you can just think that there is a bearish side. Okay, so you want to do some short term as well, right? So today, I think you can see right here 276, the stock went all the way to 249. You can slowly, you can see right here, the stock is just going down. If you want to just buy some puts, clearly the stock is keep going down. There is a bearish trend happening, which is for a short term. So do you share me a couple of okay, how do you know the trend break? It's very simple. Okay, you can take this as an example, right? I just draw the trend line and right here, and you can see the stock had a nice ascending volume coming up. Right here, it just broke down. So you can see these heights too. As long as you can start seeing the stock is not holding to that level, I can just sell it. Okay, so I have three more indicators for volume. So this is just one of it. Okay, so let's take a look at. Give me a stock which is very choppy. Okay, I'll take CCL. Yeah. Yeah, CCL, I strongly see it is like from the pandemic to right now, when it is still under bearish. You can clearly see the unbalanced volume just keep declining, right? It's a clear bearish trend. If you got any alert, that could be because of the news. There may be good news, like we can see a couple of news and the momentum could change. Okay, so I strongly feel the CCL will reverse. Okay, that's for the long-term trend, but I wanted to take a look at some of the stocks also. Affirm is also okay. So before I explain, I also used exponential moving averages in my chart. Okay, so what are these exponential moving averages? I added 9, 26, and 52 EMAs, right? If you don't know how to use it, I'll just add it fresh here. I'm going to use 9. 9 as my green candle. I'll just increase the thickness. 26 as my lighter red. Two as my darker red. And I apply. Yep. I just did 9, 26, and 52. Okay. So if you don't understand what is exactly this trend, probably I can explain. That is also a very good thing. So just keep this as lighter red. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is 9 EMA, this is 26, and this is 52. Okay, so these are some of my long-term bullish trend signals. As long as my 9 EMA is goes above the 26 and 52, I keep it for a long term. Okay, now on affirm, can start. We'll take an just slice of this example right here. You can see, I'll just increase it so that you understand. The stock kind of was bearish and then now it was a choppy, but right here, the stock, the green candle went above the 26 and 52 EMA. The stock had a nice, now the volume is keep getting increased, right? So which means that, most of the time, okay, you can see my 9 EMA goes about 26 EMA. I can also see the unbalanced volume is also keep going up. You can see the stock is trending up nicely, right? So I would use this as a buy signal. I always mix up my moving averages and unbalanced volume to make my buy signal. I just see that there is a increasing buying trend, right? I just keep holding as long as the 9 is about 26. As long as the 9 it just goes below 26, I would try ready to sell it off. Okay, you can automate these also. I'll show how to automate these by edit. You can just click here over on the star, click on market on day, and you can add a form method as study. You can also do edit. You can just edit here. You can just add exponential moving averages. The moment it goes above moving average 9 is greater than, we can just add, see, moving average exponential goes above 9. 9 is greater than 26. You can just go for it to buy it on a day daily. So that's my condition. You can just automate this one too. And also on top of it, you can also add study, edit, edit. See, unbalanced value. We can just create, you can just crosses, you can just keep it within one bar. That means you can just start increasing for 3 bars. That means that if the stock is continuously rise for 3 days, yes, I'm going to buy that stock. So unbalanced value means if the buying volume is increasing from last continuous 3 days, I think that I'll just go for it. That's what I did. So I have two conditions. If the stock goes above 9 9 EMA goes above 26 EMA, and at the same time my on-balance volume just keeps increasing from last 3 days, I will just go for it. You can really automate this trade. Okay, this is just one technique. Okay, so that's about automating the trend for, you can just combine both the EMA as well as the on-balance volume. But now I wanted to find out these kind of stocks every day, right? I want to find out what stocks on balance value. That means people are keep buying, the stocks, right? I wanted to find those stocks. I have a scanner. Okay, anything from 1 cents to almost anything. And the value of the stock is 100,000 for the day, and I just took it something simple, and the stock went above anything above 1%. The market cap is 300 million and above. Here I added the study. It's called on balance value. I'll show how to add this one. The study. Go to plus add filter. Click on study and volume price. Yeah, popular studies. It's under popular studies. You can just add on unbalanced value. So here you can see that, right? Unbalanced volume has increased over the last 3 consecutive bars. You can keep it like 2 bars too, and let's do a scan. And you can see there are a couple of stocks came today, right? Some of the stocks. If I want to keep like something, anything above 5 billion market cap, I'll just start finding some of this. So if you want to find something above 50 billion, you can just find 50 billion. Okay, you can see right now Amazon is moving up. Okay, Moderna, Apple, these are all the stocks which had a nice run up today. So I'll just look at Amazon. So you can clearly see right here that the on-balance volume is keep rising from last 2 days, right? You can also do some more scanners, like you can just add last 4 days, it's been running. Apple, Qualcomm, Roblox also pretty good, right? It was around 90 and then now it came back to 130s today, right? See how this on balance volume just like that. We want a stock like this every day. We are looking for a stock like that, right? So it is keep increasing, right? It went down on 77 when it was November 8th, and just 10 days the stock went up from 77 to 138, right? Almost 55 points, right? So that's what I would do it. So I'll just wanted to find out a stock which is having people are keep buying, and you can also like do some of this strategy. This is called on balance value scan. Okay, so you can identify. So let's do it for a penny stock. Okay, so if you're a penny stock trader, so what I would do is I will just keep it to anything around 300 million and volume and at least 1 million today, and I'll just keep it to something like $20. And on balance value is keep rising from last to at least, let's try 4 days. Let's see what stock is coming up. Okay. So you guys heard of KZR, right? KZR, let's take a look at KZR. KZR. Okay, see the run. KZR last couple of days the stock is just going up, and there are high chances the stock will keep going up, but again you need to play with a stop loss, at least like 10-15%, whatever you're comfortable to lose. As you see, this is how the stock went up. So here I'm mixing a couple of things. You can also mix this 9 EMA is going about 26 EMA, and then the unbalanced volume is also keep rising up. So let's do another study, learn another study which is called crossovers. I'll do my exponential crossing going above 26 exponential. Okay. The more you had, the more you get lesser. But I just want you to learn how to add these scanners and filters, based on certain strategies. So that's what, see the 9 and 9 is right above the 26 today, right? 9 is above 26. It's just trying to go up and your on balance volume is also keep going up. Okay. So this is about the on balance volume. If anybody wants to, take a screenshot of this scanner, I can just take a screenshot of this. Okay, so I don't want to go more detail about the calculations. It is just a positive value. The stock on balance volume is keep going up. If you see the stock going down, it just on balance volume just keeps going down. Okay, so similarly on that front, we also have something called check-in money flow. It's also a good, mm, I would say it's an oscillator, and you really want to know whether people are buying the stock or people are selling the stock, right? Whether the stock is in accumulation or distribution. That is what you ultimately you need to know, right? If you can figure that out, and buying and selling is gets more easier. The check-in money flow is also a money flow volume, and it's more like an oscillator. It tells, it has a zero level. If it, as long as it keeps going up from 0 to 1, it's a bullish. If it is going down from 0 to -1, which means it's a bearish. So let's take a look at check-in money flow. Okay, there are some calculations. I don't want to go more in detail, but I will just plot it in my chart on top of the on balance value. I'll just plot. Okay, what did I just added check-in money flow. This is another volume indicator. Okay, I can see I just added check-in money flow. I'll increase a bit. I'll take some other example. Okay, somebody. Yeah, this is the TDM minute trade. Yeah, okay. 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 So I have on balance value, and I also have a check-in money flow. So what is check-in money flow? Check-in money flow is a short-term oscillator which tells you whether it's an accumulation or distribution. Okay, so this check-in money flow, I'll just increase it. You see here, it has a zero line. It is just like an oscillator. As long as the stock keeps going up, it is also keeps going up. That means it is a strong bullish. If it goes down less than zero, which means that its stock is going into a bearish territory. Okay, so usually let me had a stock which has a very lot of volatility, right? We had GameStop. Okay, this is on a daily. Okay, and you can see right here. You can see the stock is so volatile, right? This stock was a never ever a super bullish, but due to the Wall Street bets, I know the stock wasn't having so much of volatility, right? So you can see that there is a huge difference between the on balance volume as well as the check-in money flow. So the difference here is, so usually the check-in money flow, it just like last 21 days, it gives you accurate picture what is really happening, whether as long as if it stays above this zero line, which means that it is a bullish. As long as it is just going down, which means that it is a bearish. So one thing I'll tell you, if it is above zero and then I would say like 0.2, that level, that means that the stock is kind of going into a buy, buy mode. And if it goes above 0.2525, which means that it is a strong buy, strong buy. It just went below the zero, but again, it consolidated and then went up high, right? And then there was some sell-off, but it just keeps going up. I'll take was that okay, Bitcoin as an example. You can see the on-balance value, it is more flatter, right? You can see it's more flatter, but I know it exactly tells the trend of the stock. But whereas check-in money flow, it is very short-term indicator, and at the same time it is more detailed, more detailed. So what exactly this represents? How you should use the check-in money flow to make buy and sell thing. So when you see right here, and Bitcoin hit 29K, right? Right here, and then it went up, correct? So it went into a buy zone, correct? And then there was some choppiness, but again it went back up. As long as the Bitcoin, the check-in money flow just stays above zero, it's a clear bullish signal. And if it just trying to go less than zero, so you can just like sell it. That's how I trade the Bitcoin, if at all, if you just had it. Again, just using this money flow indicator will never you sometimes you might have false breakouts too. Always use with I would say, so let's see here. Let me increase the, so the 9 above the 26, it's a clear buy signal, right? And then the Bitcoin just keep going up. Okay, so I'll use this for a day trading. Okay, so I'll just use and so right now we can start seeing right here, right? Bitcoin from last, yeah, 69. It topped around 69 and topped at 69, and then now there was a crash coming up. You can see right here, the moment it went below the zero, you should stay out of it. But again, the stock try to go above, but again it just keep falling down. You can even keep a stop loss whenever the this CMF is less than zero. I can just keep a stop, right? It is a clear bearish. Okay, so today let's say I'll take one other example. Okay, I took message the trade alert today. So the moment, especially right after the earnings are pretty good, and then you see the CMF was steep going down, you can sharply see, especially in the earnings time, there is a buying pressure, right? As long as it is trying to stay above zero, it's a huge buying pressure, and then now it had a nice, I think the the bulls were in control. So similarly, if I just do on a right, we can just when as long as it's trying to stay above zero, 0.05, go for it to buy. That's what happened, right? Okay, now if you are confused, you really don't want to, um, read this both the volume indicators. There is one more indicator. It's called Klinger histogram. So especially a very newcomer who don't know anything about any of these stocks, when to buy and when to sell, you can just follow this simple but very effective anything. I would say Klinger histogram. This is also similar to the oscillator. As long as it stays above zero, it's having the histogram, and you can see the trend, right? Here, stock went up at a top, and then now going back down. It went into kind of a bearish territory. So now it had some buyers coming in, right? And then you can completely, so you can see, literally see, you can similar to the CMF itself, you can see, but it's clearly, if it's green, I'm going to buy it. If it's red, I'm just going to sell it off. Let's look something else. Okay, somebody asked me why I use the EMA versus SMA, because EMA is something dynamic, and it always give weightage to the recent price changes. And for my day trading, EMA is a better for a short term, like long term trading. I would say like you can stick on to SMAs. For day trading, I use EMAs. EMAs are the best. Let's take a look at BABA. So somebody, okay. Mm-hmm. You can clearly see, first thing is these histograms are red, which means that there was a selling. And then again, there was a slight buy. Some people thought that, hey, after earnings is going to go up, but it did not, right? Sorry. So the first thing, how to identify whether it's a bearish or a bullish. So I will just keep it pretty simple. I don't want to confuse. If you look at on a daily, see, this is the 52 EMA, and this is 26, and this is 9. And the moment you see the 26 and 9 are below 52, I stated this earlier too, right? Strong sell, 9 and 26 below 52 EMA. It's a strong sell. When you call a strong buy, when 9 and 26 oh 52 EMA. Okay, so this is the the fundamental, especially if you're a long-term trader. uh, This is my advice. Yeah, this is called Thinkorswim, and this is provided by a TD Ameritrade platform. Yeah, TD Ameritrade broker, they are this award-winning platform, and if you do not have it, it's free. You can just open a TD Ameritrade for a $0 account, and then you can start using it. Okay, so when do I call there is a reversal coming up, right? I was telling, how do you identify there's a reversal coming up in a Baba itself? See, Baba clearly tells, I can see, right? This red, which is a 52, right? Red 52, I can change it to purple color so you get a better idea. See, I use 9, 26, 52. 9 is green, 26 is red, 52 is purple, right? As long as the purple is above 9 and 26, it can clearly, this is the bearish sign. Sometimes there can be a false breakout. We can see right here, right? This can be a false breakout, but they never went above the 52 EMA, which is a false. So if you think that, okay, there is a reversal coming up, just wait. At least I would say 2-3 candles above the EMA, then only you should go for it. On top again, this same strategy is whatever 9, 26, 52. It's also a kind of an Ishimoku strategy as well. If I had an Ishimoku, I just had an Ishimoku clearly says it's under the cloud, which means that it is a strong bearish trend. Okay, and anybody, if you're a beginner, you can just use it. I'll just save the study set. I would say, okay, I'll just save the study set so that you can use it for your day-to-day. Yeah, so I just want you to just to yeah, sure, I will share it. No, you cannot import it in E-Trade, but you can try to mimic it. I can just write down everything, the same study set, so that you can just follow. So right here, so I send this link, right? Copy the link, copy this link. I'll ping one more time. Copy the link, go to setup and click on open shared item. Copy the link. I'll show one more time. Go to setup, click on open shared item. Do preview and just import. Okay. So here, if somebody do not have a Thinkorswim platform, right? So what are the things I added? 9, EMA 9, 26, 52. And I also add an Ishimoku. I have a volume average at the same time. This is just an oscillator to find out the buyer buying or a seller. Klinger histogram. Uh, you can use check-in money flow or on balance volume, whatever you are comfortable. But I just added so that you understand. See right here, right? There was some buying happened right here, but see here also continuously buying up and the stock went up. But again, you know, you have to. There was a false breakout, correct? This is a clear false breakout. This went up, but did not go up further up. This is called a false breakout. Especially just using the volume indicators, you will end up with a false breakout. So you need to make sure that you see this 9 EMA went above 52, which is an early buy signal. Okay, 9 is going above 26, which is an early buy signal. It went above 52, but it could not break above this Ishimoku cloud, which is that's why I strongly suggest using Ishimoku to compensate, right? With this is the combination of the strategies to find out a long-term one. Still, Baba is still bearish, and I would like to see something the stock which is recently what stock have been recently breaking out above. So Ford is already up. That's fine. Yeah, I think Moderna. Yeah, okay. Moderna is trying to go up because it's trying to go above 9 EMAs. It is looking kind of bearish, but you see right here, you need to have a strong volume, in the future. See, the volume is a lagging indicator. With that means that based on the past data, we are determining signal to buy or sell. See, this is all past data, right? This is all past data. Now we can start seeing the stock is seeing some good value, right? So there is an high chance that you can consider if the stock staying above this 9 EMA. Yes, I think that the stock can go up. But again, this could be the next resistance at the 52 EMA. This could be the next resistance. Okay, DraftKings. Okay, so DraftKings is clear bearish from last. Yeah, from the top around $64. From then, you can see the strong red selling volume followed with some consolidation. But again, it's clear. So let's add you can see, right? Clearly it is just going down. You can use this one also. So if you want to use both, okay, if you want to use both, what you can do, you can just put this together. You can just put it at one place. See, you can do this also. So just to understand, so same thing. Sorry. You can just save it, right? Studies, save study set, and you can do it. I'll just leave it to you. Okay, that's about the on balance volume check-in and this Klinger. And so now for day trading, right? For day trading, so how are you going to use these kind of indicators to find out buy and sell? Okay, so let me open. So before I go to this one, I wanted to tell about the VWAP, right? The value weighted average price, especially for the day trading. You need to understand what exactly the VWAP is. So VWAP is a volume weighted average price. Basically, it tells the the average price weighted by the value, which means that what is the average price based on the some people let's say you take an Apple stock, and if it's around the stock is around 157 158, at what average price more people are buying the stock, at what price people are selling it, right? Majority of them are selling it, right? We wanted to know those prices in a intraday basis, right? How do I figure it out? So let's take one example here. Let's an intraday. Okay, I will add VWAP. I'll remove everything. Okay, I don't want. I'll remove everything, and I'll just add 5 minutes chart. Okay, and we can just say it however you want. I'm just using the candle trend, and here I'm going to add a study called VWAP. Okay, I just add VWAP. So what exactly the VWAP is? Right, this is the formula, but I will just tell you VWAP is nothing but it will just find out the average price for today. It tells like, okay, where is the price one to value one, like that. Just it has couple of the price point on a given day. If it's a 5 minute chart, every 5 minutes you'll have the price like that. So basically it identifies at what price, where is the bigger value, right? And it just, I'm just writing some math formulas here, but it just and divided by the number of value. Okay, overall the value of the stock. So what this basically tells that, okay, let's say Apple stock, some people would have buy it at 150, let's say 10 million stocks. Okay, and some people buy it at 155, 20 million stock, 20 million value, and some people buy at 160, they buy like 30 million, right? So we wanted to know the average price based on the number of stocks overall. They just do the math, and just we'll find out, okay, at the end of the day 155 was found to be the average price, average VWAP price, which means that at 155 both buyer and seller were in control. Both buyer and seller were in control. At the same time, it also tell you, where people overbought and where people oversold. The VWAP will tell you. It does some standard deviation. Okay, it just do some standard deviation based on the average price, and then calculate. So let's add a VWAP for this. You see right here, and just VWAP. It has two bands. So VWAP has two bands, upper band and lower band. You can see, right? Upper band and lower band. So it's like this. Now, overbought is nothing but your upper band. Where people oversold, that lower band. At the same time, the VWAP price where both buyers and sellers were in under control, right? Let's say I'll just mark. This is the VWAP price. This is what this purple color. This is where both buyer and seller were under control. But what happened? Apple, because there is one thing I'll tell you. If you want to identify any stocks, which is good for you buy now and sell for higher price, the stock has to stay above the VWAP price. That is the first condition for a day trading. If the stock is not staying above, which means that people are shorting the stock, people are selling. If you see, if you continuously keep seeing the stock is just touching these oversold line, which means the stock is just a lot of people are just left and right, they're shorting it. So let's take a look at the stock which went down more. Let's see. Okay, Baba Raiva. Okay, this is Thursday, right? This is a simple 5 minutes chart, and you can see in the morning 9 to 9:30 itself. If 9, you see this 9:25, 9:30. If the stock is not able to stay above this VWAP line, which means that we have too many short sellers, too many sellers, and the price is just touching the lower band, which means that this stock is not worth the to trade. Unless you are you're just keep buying the stock low and then sell for higher price. If you wanted to short, the best way is to find out if the stock went down before behind this VWAP line. That is the best thing to consider. The stock is just like getting shorted left and right. That's what happened for Riven. So if you see in the 5-minute chart, right, 9:25, 9:30, you got it right then and there itself. And then next it will just touch this, and that's it. It went down 132 to 126. Simple, easy for puts, right? So this is one good strategy for buying puts, at the same time buying calls also. Okay, this should be your, as long as if it is trying to, if it goes down below the way up line, you should just buy the puts, or you short the stock. Okay, that's the one. And there's a Baba also. So Baba, that's what happened. You see on a 5-minute chart, especially 6:15, 6:30, so the stock was going down, right? Earning sentiment continues. So if the stock cries right after earnings, it will keep crying for next 5 days. I mean, just as a sentiment, because of the analyst upgrades and their targets and everything, right? So that's what happened. So now I wanted to find out, okay, this is just one stock. I wanted to find out something. Let's see. EMA. This also same thing on a 5 minutes. The stock did not held at its level. It keep going. So let's do how much is that? Amazon too. Amazon had a nice, strong, continuous, candles which are going up. You can also change it to candle trend, and you can just fill it up. Okay, you can see the filled up candles and keep going, right? And I was telling you, right? So here, lot of buyers. If there are more buyers, the stock will be keep staying above the view up line. And you can also add okay. So this is, see the stock going up. This one is going down a bit, right? Sometimes this is what it is. Sometimes this can be a, I would say, you can, yeah, I think this would be better. Yeah, I think this is much better. On an hourly, you can see that the stock had a nice, here itself we can see the stock had a nice, the, the trend is changing from bearish to bullish right here. 0.3 and above 0, it's changing, it's bullish. Okay, so now I wanted to find out what stocks are right above the view up, especially for a day trading. If you're interested in day trading, I want to identify what stocks have been going up, continuously going up, right? So let's the LGVN. Okay, LGVN went up $4 today, and it's a strong ascending chart pattern. And on a on an hourly chart too, it is right above the view up line. Even if you take 5-minute chart, it is above the view up line. The stock held its level and keeps going up. So basically, I wanted to find out, filter all the stock which are, you know, above the VWAP. So first the rule is, if you're doing day trade, VWAP is your best friend. You need to understand that you need to find out the stocks which is having very good. It also always have to stay above the VWAP. If it goes below the VWAP, you are out. You are not going to trade that particular stock. Okay. Now I want to filter out all the stocks which are good for day trading. Okay. I'll come back to this average volume scan. Uh, I have an intraday VWAP scan. So basically, this is the scan here. I added a study called VWAPs scan. So basically what this one do, it is trying to find out all the stocks, anything above 50 cents to $5,000 and having the volume 1 million, and the stock 8%. You can choose like 2% or 1%. See today 108 stocks all went up. Everything were above the VWAP line. Okay, most of them. Yeah, that's what. So VWAP, the current price is greater than one standard deviation moves in a day VWAP, which means that see this VWAP, it is just a made up of two lines. You see the number of deviations down and up. It is nothing but the standard deviation. So based on the average price, it just applies the standard deviation, two factor up, two factor down, and then they just get this overbought and oversold. You can see this right here. This is one upper band and this is the one is lower band. This is the standard deviation two factor up. This one is the standard deviation two factor down. And then we are filtering out the stocks which are right above the VF line. So that's what this scan will do. can see, right? We have scan, so you can just find out the stocks right above the 1% of the standard deviation above the VWAP, right? So we are 2%, but here you can just choose our if I change it to 0%, you can see more. You can see everything went at a nice run up, and volume is also key factor, especially during the market open. Not many stocks will have 1 million value. You might need to move it out and then just try to find the stocks. So this is just a simple view app scan. If you don't auto add this, I'll just remove it. Plus add filter and go to study and here value. I think popular studies. Select a view app. See 2% and just add 0% above. And you can choose however you want. Usually I select a day and just try it, and all the stocks above the VWAP, and then all are pretty good. And if some stock went up and then not it did not hold above the VWAP line, everything gets filtered out. So let's do a day trading, so I'll just choose 1 day on demand. Okay, I'll just select March 17th or May 3rd. 09. Okay, I'm in on demand. On demand basically means that I can just go back to May 3rd and do a trading, and then just to do a simulated whenever you want, you can just trade it. So what I will do, I'll just it usually gets slow. You can see some of the stocks which are spiking up. You can see that, right? So I'll just move the time to 40. Okay, so you can keep seeing I know it is slower. It gets slower during I think the chart is not loading up. Okay, so I'll just in a real time we can just use it and then try it out. You can add your own filters. Again, every strategy is different. I'll just go back to today and then run it for today. So today that's what happened, right? You see all these stocks, whichever had a nice run up, and they showed up right here. You can select 5 day 5 minutes and We can just remove all, just add VWAP. Yeah, the messages just try to stay at above the VWAP. Yeah, this is one strategies. Similarly, okay, so I wanted to tell that like for a long term, right? For a long term, and you wanted to find a stock, which is going to reversal, right? You wanted to find a stock which is let's do okay, let's do something which I want to do for something I think above $50 to 500, and the stock went about 2%. Okay, but I wanted to find out that all of a sudden there are a lot of buyers, a lot of institute buyers are coming to that particular stock. Okay, how do I find out? How do I find out? Some institution traders are happening, right? I really don't want to, go to any other website. I just wanted to find it in my scanner itself. How do I do it? So I'll add a filter. It is called study filter, and we'll add moving average. You can see this here, right here, right? Okay, you can see right here. I'm just selected the volume, and the volume is right above, let's say 10% above, or from last 20 days, I see there is a huge volume coming up. I wanted to find a stock like that. You can see right here. Okay, so from last 20 days, I see the BJ is getting a good value. Okay, let's look at BJ. I'll add the study code originally. Okay, so what did I do? I just added a study called volume average. I moved to volume, and I changed this to 20 day. Okay, now you see from last 20 days, right? The average value, it is keep going up today. Today it had a nice run up, but again, if I just select, let's say, I would say time frame and just 1 month, 1 day. Okay, I wanted to select last 1 month. Let's see. So you see here, from last 20 days, the stock is having a good average value. Then this went up high, and you wanted to capture these kind of stocks. You wanted to find out basically what stocks is having more value. Okay, so you see the average value here is the 20 simple moving average is 1.5, whereas today it had like 7.5 value, which is more than 5 times, right? So you can do this one too. You can do that. I want to find the stocks which is having at least 50% more. Still BJ shows up, right? These are all the stocks. And let's say if I just want to do $1 to $10, any penny stocks, you can see there is so many. That's what I would always add a 10 million. Okay, I'll just filter with other 10 million. So you see the Nokia is also moving up. LGVN also had a nice run up. So let's take a look at LGVN. Yeah, LGVN never had any, hardly had anything. Only today it had a spike up. And okay. So you see right here, there is a buying volume coming up. So use this filter scanner to find out you're getting a big chunk of um, value. Okay, from last 20 days, you're getting the best value from last 20 days onwards. You can also do the tone a day. That's also good for, especially for penny stocks. Let's say you see the CRDF. You can see from last 200 day, the stock is getting back. Okay, so you can also do it for, let's say, we can also do it for last 1 hour, last 20 hours. You can see that too, especially stocks. Let's say, say 1, 2. This will be going as like last 200 hours. Okay, you can change this one to our, when you can just see the party is getting some unusual value. So you can see that, right? You can see now it is slowly curling up. So that means there is something cooking up. Okay, so this is to identify what stocks are getting good buying volume, slow and steady, right? You need to just read the volume. And the same time, what I would do is I'll add uh, some of my RSI, RSI, and I'll add a breakout here. And you can also add some, if you're looking for a long term, let's say you're looking to do some swing, right? You can do like 20 simple moving average. Okay, I'll remove VWAP here. I don't need a VWAP right now because I'm going to do a swing trading. Okay, so if at all, if I just select right here, see, Party City at a high of $11. Now, if you see, right, this is 20, this is 200, and this is 30. If 2050 below 200, it is still a bearish. I want both 20 and 50 to go above the 200. Okay, so that is a strategy. I use it. Again, I also watch out for a volume. Continuously, at least for a couple of days, I want to see right above the some. This is like, this is, you can use it for a swing strategy for long term. So you can take American Airlines as another example right here, right? RSI had a sell off, but never, it is still a choppy one, right? It's still a choppy. You can combine these. You can combine these strategies, right? I can just do. We're getting a good average on a daily basis, and at the same time, we can also add a couple of filters like moving average crossovers itself. If 20 above 50, I'm going to buy some stocks, right? So, this is what I see. And again, this volume is another culprit. You can see, you can add some stocks with a good market cap. I can add it right here. You want to just keep it only for some of the bigger cap. You can just look and see. Okay, you can just combine the value as well as the moving averages. We can just to do some long term and short term trading just to read the value itself. Okay, yeah, with that I think
Yeah, I think, yeah, because there are many from Eastern also, so it's yeah 10:35 for them. So yeah, so we'll be sharing this recording in the to all the subscribers in the paid channel, and we'll be doing more of these sessions in future on various concepts. Thank you, Sri. Thanks for sharing some great strategies.
thanks Kishan. Thanks everyone.
Thank you all. Good night, and talk to you again on this Sunday. We have a session on crypto, on how to use NFTs and IDOs. There is a huge market there where we can make 300%, 400% in a day. So again, we'll be sharing that link in the crypto channels to all the members. Good night, everyone.